In the studio with me, a couple of very important people. We have very important people in our lives, and we have very important animals in our lives. And the two people with me today are here to talk about some of the animals that we really very much love. From the Gentle Barn, you can learn more about them, gentlebarn.org. I have Ellie, Lex, and Jay Weiner. Hello, and how are you?
Good to be here.
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Okay, tell me a little bit. First of all, I'm aware of the Gentle Barn. I know what a wonderful, wonderful thing you do. Your programs for the children, what you do for the over 170 farm animals that live there, programs for people with special needs. It's an incredible organization. And Ellie, if you would, I'd love to hear from you because I know it's very, very close to your heart. So you will do a much better job than me talking about the Gentle Barn. Tell me a little bit about it.
Sure. We do two things at the Gentle Barn. The first of which is we take in animals that nobody else wants. So we take in animals that are too old, too sick, too lame, or too scared to be adoptable by other agencies. And we rehabilitate them using vet care and a whole slew of complementary methods. And once they're healthy and happy, they typically stay with us for the rest of their lives. And then they help us with our second part of our program, which is the animals help us heal children with the same stories of abuse and neglect. So we work with at-risk kids, inner city and special needs kids, and they come in to see animals and they find themselves in the barnyard.
And I have to tell you, I've seen the faces of some of your animals, not just the kids who are extremely happy to be there, but if I ever had to come back, I want to live at Gentle Barn. You guys really, truly love the creatures that you care for and the people that you bring in, to interact with them. Gentle Barn, how long have you been there?
The Gentle Barn has been in existence for 16 years. We're celebrating our 16th anniversary on August 23rd.
Happy anniversary to you.
Thank you.
Now, for the most part, it's a beautiful, idyllic setting. The animals have an incredible place to live. The people that come have a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to interact. And as you say, they heal. But every now and then in our valley, we are known in particular for our horrific fire seasons. And you guys step in and you do just wonderful things for the community. Jay, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we were part of the fires just because we live in the neighborhood. We've had to evacuate the Gentle Barn ourselves, all of the animals, which is no easy thing. So we really understand what it takes to have to get out when those fires are coming, and when you're being told by the fire department that you're in a mandatory evacuation area, you have to do it. And we've found out some very scary statistics that 68% of all people who do not evacuate don't evacuate because of their animals. And we were just blown away by that number. We had heard that it was only 20%, and then read some news statistics that came out that it was higher, and it really scared us for our community. And so the Gentle Barn really wanted to be a part of the solution for helping those animals. And we specialize in working with large animals. You can put your dog in the car, you can put your cat in the car, your bird in the car, whatever to get out. But when you have a horse or a cow or a pig or a sheep or goat or whatever, you can't do that so easily, right? So
no, you sure can't.
We've come up with a program that's called E.A.R.S, Emergency Animal Rescue Services.
Aww.
And we have a command center that we got a grant. We have a command center that we put together that we're able to drop in the fire camp. So we're able to understand where and when the fire is coming. Wow. And be able to help in those different areas that they need evacuation support. And we have lots of volunteers and lots of trained staff and people who are able to go out there into those areas and help evacuate those animals in that time of need.
Now, Jay, you were part of the KHTS Home and Garden Show and Emergency Expo. You also have some really cool vehicles. I've seen the gear that you work with, that you are able, and again, for very large animals, the idea that someone, first of all, it's heartbreaking to imagine the idea of not being able to take care of your own pet. I have a cat. Okay, and I have a cat that if I worry more about her than just about anyone, and I can't imagine not being able to get back and transport her, and I know what's involved with that. My heart aches for the idea of someone who has a very large animal and perhaps doesn't have the needs or the necessary equipment to take care of everything. And you're there.
You're right. It's very scary too. During some of the different fires, especially in the valleys nearby, when the fires are coming, the barns are so unprotected, and it's a very scary moment. Knowing how to load even your own horse during a very scary moment like that takes an incredible amount of training, because it's no longer the same horse that you knew before.
Now, I love that the Gentle Barn Animal Rescue Services. Tell me again, it's E.A.R.S?
E.A.R.S, yeah. Emergency Animal Rescue Services.
Okay.
And it's been pretty exciting because we've had a lot of support around this. We actually just did a fundraiser on GoFundMe that raised, I think, almost $12,000 to purchase another truck that we needed for the program. And it's just outside the window. I'm looking right at it, and it's ready to roll and help out as well. So we're ready to go. We actually got a match for that too. So
beautiful.
We've been happy.
Now, just so you know, the services provided, it's emergency animal evacuation, rescue transport, free limited temporary board, feed, water as overflow to evacuation sites, and then they specialize domestic, large farm animals, and access to a network of volunteers with and or without trailers. Now, you should know Gentle Barn makes every reasonable attempt to assist you in evacuation needs. You know what that means? That means they could probably use every reasonable attempt you have to help them with more gear and to gain more equipment.
And it's really important that people know that we are not a government agency, so if it's a life-threatening emergency, you should always dial 911.
Always, always. But I know that during our last big fire, during the Cal Grove fire, you guys were on top of that. You were helping. And it was swift. It was angry, and it was frightening. And the fact that there were, from that part of the freeway there, a lot of animals threatened and possibly, to be affected. So what a great place.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that a great success that came out of the Home and Garden show and the emergency part of the show was the connections that I made there really allowed us to get a little bit more out into the community of firefighters and Sheriff's Department and CHP. They called us onto a rescue on the 210 freeway that was about 5 months ago, where the trailer had tipped over with 2 cows inside and 3 sheep.
That.
And our expertise out there really supported that evacuation of those animals going very well.
We saw air footage of you guys in there taking
That's
care
right.
of that, so thank you for that. All right, again, we're speaking with Ellie and Jay from the Gentle Barn. If you would like to learn more, if you would like to assist them in their upcoming needs to help the animals in our valley, and again, not just the animals, but the people that the animals help, you can learn more by going to gentlebarn.org, and I know we'll be seeing more and hearing more from you in the future. Jay and Ellie, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.